Hello, this is Goel, and I am in an ops group in the Old Republic killing Zama Brak, who is the third heroic world boss in the Rakghoul Pandemic event in 1.2. So, the boss has 1.2 million health, and the basic boss mechanic is kind of the same as almost any WoW boss you've ever fought. Don't stand in fire. Let me repeat that. Don't stand in fire. He's going to drop that line of black. Stay out of the black. That's what you do. If you see a black circle on the ground, don't stand in the black circle. It's, okay, so there's, see that black line there? Good. I mean, I'm basically right now hitting my 2 button and watching the ground all the time. Crap, that spawned right underneath me. And, you know, basically the first rule of thumb, right now I'm a low level, I'm very, very low level for this. I'm 28 as opposed to being 50. This raid group was very kind to let me tag along. The basic rule of thumb, you know, with being a low level in a raid like this, you're not going to do a whole lot. Basically, the goal is stay alive, don't get anybody else killed, which is pretty easy to do when there aren't any raid mechanics like I don't know, Blood Queen from Wrath and WoW. Sorry, I'm going back to my WoW raiding days where one person can screw up the whole raid. It's nice that there's not that, so, you know, it was very kind of them to let me tag along. If you can avoid staying, there's that black line again, just so you get an idea of what it looks like, and, you know, if you can stay out of the black stuff, like right there, is on my right, you're pretty much golden. This boss is not overly challenging aside from that. You know, this group we're very fortunate to have very, very solid tanks and healers. So, you know, it's a tank and spank, and don't stand in fire. That's what it is. So, yeah. We are having some people die, mainly because the black thing can be hard to see. Sometimes, okay, there it is. Whoa! Oh, that was close. That one kind of spawned right underneath me, and I was a little bit slow, but not a ton. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. You know, when it spawns underneath him on melee, that's very challenging because the tank has to pull the boss out of that quickly, or else the melee DPS is just gonna eat that, and the healers are just gonna have to heal through it. That's something for tanks doing this that they can be aware of. One way you can help your melee DPS, and by extension your healers, is to pull the boss away from where he stands if he drops the black line of goo on the ground. There's not a ton to the fight. You know, if you're a low level going in here, if you saw my previous video about Earthag, you know, low levels, you're not going to do a ton of damage to him. But, you know, just stay alive and be smart and don't be stupid. That sort of thing. It's kind of the way it goes. So, and this is a longer fight. I guess not really by rating standards. This is actually a pretty quick fight. But I'm out of range right now. One thing, you know, it's really nice with 1.2. They added these icons above players, and so what all of those are, they actually tell which class a player is. So those icons, that icon, the yellow one, with the 2 guns, is for the gunslinger, which is also my class. So if I click on me real quick, that's what that is. Get back to DPSing here. Hey, I got a crit. So some other things, you know, Sage has that blue icon right there, and you may be wondering why, like, I'm multitasking here, but there are those black circles. Those are the things you don't want to be on. Truth be told, I can't do a ton of melee DPS. I mean, I can't do a ton of range DPS here. I'm not a melee DPS at all. But see, those guys are not moving out of the way quite as quickly as you would want to. But at level 50, it probably won't kill you if you stand in it the whole time. But if you do it repeatedly and your healers don't heal through, you're going to be in trouble. It's not intended. I can tell that the mechanic is not intended to be overly punishing. If it was, it would be like, if you're in this for 3 seconds, you're dead. If you're level 50, I haven't seen anyone die yet from just standing in it and not moving and not getting any heals if they're level 50. The people that are usually dying are low levels who aren't moving out of the way. So, that's basically how it goes, and he's only got about 65,000 health left. So, just gonna finish him off, and this is the basic fight. You don't want to aggro the Gamorreans over there. That would be a bad thing. But if they're level, if you're doing this with 50s, whoa, crap! I got lucky. That thing. Keep in mind that has a wide area of effect because I wasn't actually on top of it, but I was still getting hit by it, and I didn't even realize it. So it's very fortunate. I'm gonna pass on all this gear. It's all 50 gear, and I don't want to be a jerk. But just so you can get an idea of some of the stuff. That looks like a trooper piece, and that looks like a smuggler piece, and yeah, and that's it. And I just unlocked the containment officer title by completing all 3 of these bosses, and so now I am containment officer Brivik. So thank you very much for watching. Check out the next episode of the Old Republic whenever I make one and release it. Thank you so much. If you like these videos, please subscribe, comment. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much. See ya.